Hello and welcome back to Pleasant Grove Sports Network. I'm Boston Harding, here joined by
Colton Hagbard.
And we are here for our coverage of the Pleasant Grove Vikings going against the Salem Hills Skyhawks, as Pleasant Grove going into this with a huge advantage, having some momentum, having a great game against Wasatch on Tuesday, sweeping them 3-0, as well as Skyhawks looking to come and fix their already pretty bad losing record, being 4-13, getting swept by Payson on Tuesday 3-0. I believe it was at Payson's home field, as I will check in just a little bit, as Max Preps is not wanting to load today. As Vikings go into this game 10-9, barely having a winning record, being, I believe, ranked 14th or 13th in the state, being first in region, while the Skyhawks being in dead last 7th, 1-6, as I believe that is last. As looking onto the floor for the Vikings to start it out, number 17, Lexi Brown. Number 11, Marley Vaya. Number 12, Addie Beck. Number 18, Marley McCandless. Number 33, Quincy Harvey. As well as now coming on, number 13, Caitlin Stadler. As the Skyhawks will have the first serve of the first set. Serve makes it over, received by Caitlin Stadler. Off to the left, Lexi Brown, hard smack. Gets the first point for the Vikings as they take the 1-0 lead. Caitlin Stadler with the serve, cannot make it over, brings a Skyhawks point to tie it at 1. Skyhawks with the serve, brought over, received harshly by Addie Beck. Caitlin Stadler pushes it to the left. Lexi Brown cannot bring it over the net, gets denied by the net. Skyhawks in the lead by 1 early in the first set. Another go at the serve for the Skyhawks, number 11, sorry. As one thing from the Pleasant Grove student section that I always love is them saying point every time the ball is dribbled, clearly messing up the server, as that one can't make it over, as well as stumbling and laughing before even getting ready to serve, as Skyhawks were making a substitution.
Vikings up to serve.
Number 19, the sophomore Dixie Warner, comes at the serving line. Barely cannot make it over, rides the net off to the right and brings a Skyhawks point. As both teams going back and forth here.
Number 16 for the Skyhawks to serve.
Received by Lexi Brown, goes back, almost a diving save from Dixie Warner. She slides into the bleachers there, looking like she's okay.
Skyhawks with another go at the serve.
Received by Lexi Brown. To the left, Lexi makes a hit over that on the back right corner, brings a Vikings point. Lexi Brown with the serve, cannot make it over, brings the Skyhawks lead to 2. Not looking good for the Vikings as they were looking for an easy win here today. Serve is brought over, received by Lexi Brown, brought over in 1, pushed back to the left. Addie Beck gets a hit over and lands on the back left corner, barely staying in bounds, bringing a Vikings point to make it 4-5.
A very good hit over the heads of the Skyhawks there. As number 44, Tatum Nelson with the serve.
As something very uncommon, but we have been seeing it more and more throughout the season, is Tatum Nelson taking serves. As a great dig there from Lexi Brown. Still pulls that one up and out on the back line, resulting in a Skyhawk point.
Number 3 for the Skyhawks to serve. Lands out. Point Vikings. Vikings down 1.
As I did finally get Max Preps to load, Vikings are ranked 14th in the state, while Salem Hills is ranked 51st. Hold on, what a save. Brings a Vikings point after that one hits the basketball hoop that's up in the rafters, unable to see it. But that would, I believe that would have made it in, or that would have been out on the right side. But what an attempt there.
Almost an amazing save for the Skyhawks. Couldn't make it though.
As that one tipped from Marley Vaya brings a Skyhawks point as they lead by 1. Number 6, Braylee Gamble with the serve. Received by Lexi Brown. Marley Vaya with the hit, cannot. That one looked like it may have tipped on a Skyhawks player, but does not. Brings a Skyhawk point after that one is out on the right side.
Number 6, Braylee Gamble with the serve for the Skyhawks.
To the right side, Addie Beck, hard hit, gets saved, and unable to be brought over after that one finds the floor. Looked like it was going to be a double hit for a second, but barely gets out of the way. Addie Beck, number 12, with the serve. Brings that one over on the back right to the left side. Quick hit. Addie Beck is there, barely makes the serve. Lexi Brown brings it over to the right side. Hard smack. Great dig there. Miscommunication on Vikings side. A great attempt there from Addie Beck. Makes a good hit, but unable to make a play on it.
Number 19, Denny Rapley with the serve for the Skyhawks.
Rapalai, I believe.
Rapley.
Lexi Brown, a hard hit, but barely makes it out on the back line. Makes the Skyhawks lead 3, 7-10. Denny Rapawai with the serve again to the right side. Marley Vaya takes flight and brings it down.
Marley Vaya with a very powerful hit to bring the Vikings a point. Number 13, Caitlin Stadler with the serve.
Received on the right side, brought over on the right as well. Miscommunication between Caitlin and Marley McCandless. Neither deciding to go for it, not wanting to dive into each other. Falls to the floor for a Skyhawks point, as that will push the Vikings to take the first timeout of the first set. Clearly rattled by a team that should hopefully be an easy breeze for the Vikings, making them really work here, as that as Skyhawks take a 3-point lead, 8-11. Coming back from that timeout, number 11 with the serve, Kate Kessel, as that one barely out on the back line, brings a Vikings point. As I was way wrong about that last name. I believe it's Kiesel. Yeah. As I just took a quick glance at that and really messed up my lettering. As number 19, Dixie Warner with the serve. Brought over onto the middle, denied from Tatum Nelson. Brings a Vikings point to bring the lead to 1. As we've seen from many games before, Tatum is a force to be reckoned with at the net. Only seeing it being like, I'm losing my words today. The only person that we've seen rival that was Tuesday at Wasatch, as I apologize, cannot remember the name, but someone who is 6'4", that has been I believe the closest person we've ever seen, at least so far this season, to the same height as Tatum Nelson. Tatum still being 2 inches taller than that at 6'6", as we saw some great plays from her on Tuesday. Hard smack there. Marley McCandless and Tatum Nelson gets another block to take the lead.
A great block to put the Vikings ahead as number 19, Marley McCandles, serves.
Number 19, Dixie Warner. That one out on the back line, barely going over the hands of Vikings blockers, brings them a lead of 2. Dixie Warner with another serve, received on the middle, brought over, received by Tatum Nelson, as that one gets put over in 1 and punished by the Skyhawks, bringing them a point and cutting the Vikings lead to 1. Number 16, Aspen Tolbert with the serve there. Vikings cannot bring it over the net, brings another Skyhawks point. Aspen Tolbert with another serve, as that one gets stuck on the net for a second. Great attempt, as that one called a carry on the Vikings, brings a Skyhawks point. Aspen Tolbert with another serve. Lexi Brown on the left side, hard smack down on the left, brings a Vikings point.
You gotta love those big hits that are almost unsavable. Great job by the Vikings there.
Lexi Brown with another serve. Hits the net and brings a Vikings ace, first of the match, coming a little bit later than the Vikings were hoping, but still a great momentum builder. Lexi Brown brings it over, received to the middle, gets through Tatum's hands. Dixie Warner unable to get the play, tied at 15-15.
The Vikings and the Skyhawks going back and forth, scoring points. This first set being very close as number 5, Evie Sherrier with the serve.
Brought over to the middle, received by Dixie, off to the left. Addie Beck, hard smack down on that right edge. Barely saving it, or barely keeping it in there. A crazy hard hit from Addie Beck. As checking in for the Vikings, someone we don't see very often now, the senior, number 33, Quincy Harvey. Tatum Nelson with the serve, unable to make it over, still tied at 16-16.
As number 13, Caitlin Stadler comes in for number 44, Tatum Nelson.
As Brielle Hoffins with the serve there, quick dump from Marley McCandless, brought over from Brielle again. Caitlin Stadler is there, off to the left. Addie Beck, hard hit received by the libero, off to the right. Hard smack denied by Quincy Harvey, and Marley McCandless still being able to bring it over. Addie Beck on the left, light tap over, unable to be received by the libero, as well as number 5, Evie Shearer, and ends out in a Vikings point after a great rally from both teams.
Number 18, Marley McCandless with the serve.
That one denied from Marley Vian. Quincy Harvey, a diving save there, brought over. Lexi Brown keeps it alive and brings a Vikings point. A great play there.
Vikings have been doing a really good job at keeping the ball alive and giving them opportunities to stay in this match.
Marley McCandless with another serve. Received off to the left. Marley McCandless is there. Marley Via gets tipped and received to the middle. A hard spike there from the Skyhawks. Clearly very shaken. Vikings are not looking too happy with this performance.
Number 6, Braylee Gamble with the serve. And it will be stuffed by the net, giving Vikings the point. As number 12, Addie Beck with the serve for the Vikings.
That one brought over, received on the middle. Bit of miscommunication there, but brought over to the right side. Marley Via takes flight and slams it down to the floor.
A perfect setup for a great hit. Number 12, Addie Beck with the serve.
That one barely out on the back edge. Vikings still lead by 2, 20-18.
Number 19, Denny Rapliel with the serve for the Skyhawks.
McCandless to Lexi Brown. What a smack right at Denny Rapliel. What an attack from Lexi Brown there. Brings the Vikings ahead by 3. I believe, looking at the replay, that one went off of Denny's head, potentially. She might have covered her head just in time. Barely almost saved there, as that one cannot make it over the net. Falls on the right side for a Vikings point, as trying to kill some momentum here as the Skyhawks take their first timeout. As coming back from the break, Caitlin Stadler, number 13, comes to the line for the serve. Vikings in the lead by 4, as well as only needing 3 more to take the first set. A light tap over, doesn't find a hand, finds the floor on the right side, goes out of bounds, brings a Vikings point.
Vikings adding good block pressure on the Skyhawks, as number 13, Caitlin Stadler with the serve.
A good dig on the middle as I'm not sure what the call was there, as that one was a Skyhawk point off of, I believe they called it on Tatum Nelson, hitting the net on her way up for the block. Off to the left side, Tatum Nelson takes revenge on that call, brings the Vikings point to match point, or I said that really weird. Brings the Vikings to match point 24-19 as they lead by 5.
A great setup to number 44, Tatum Nelson, allowing her to smack the ball and score a point for the Vikings.
Number 19, Dixie Warner, comes to the line for the Vikings, only being a sophomore and still getting a lot of playing time and clearly showing out as being one of the Vikings' main servers and really performing. Lexi Brown gets denied, but that goes out of bounds, stays on the Vikings side, brings them a point though, brings the point set. Vikings win by 6, 25-19. As now coming back to the second set after Vikings take a good 6-point win in the first set. Vikings really looking to make that a more drastic win after this team is 4-13, only having one win in region, which I will check that right now, as they are not last. Springville is in last, being 0-7. As first point is got by the Skyhawks after that one finds open space on the Vikings side.
Skyhawks with the serve.
Number 19, Denai Repelai. Hard hit from Lexi Brown there, unable to keep it in bounds as that brings another Skyhawks point.
A great hit if it would have been in bounds. Unfortunately for the Vikings, it wasn't. As number 19, Denny Rapelai with the serve.
To the right side, Marley Vaya gets stuffed but falls down on the Skyhawks side. Blocked there by Kate Kessel. Yeah, I think I said that right.
Number 13, Caitlin Stadler at the serving line.
Brings it over and brings an ace for the Vikings to give them their first point of the second set. Caitlin Stadler really showing off how great of a server she can be, as we saw that all throughout last year as well, being the top pick for serving on the Vikings side. A great dig there from Caitlin, keeps it low and unable to be received by any other Vikings hands.
Great reaction time by Caitlin Stadler. Unfortunately, the Vikings weren't able to keep it alive. As number 11, Kate Kiesel with the serve, and it will be stuffed by the net. Vikings tied with the Skyhawks, 3-3. As number 19, Dixie Werner with the serve.
Received off to the right, hard hit, hits the pole, brings a Vikings point and gives them the lead.
I have number 19, Dixie Warner, back at the line.
Received on the left side, off to the middle, gets tipped out of Tatum Nelson's hands, ties it up at 4-4 early in the second set.
Vikings nearly missing a block. As number 16, Aspen Tolbert at the serving line for the Skyhawks, received by the Vikings, as it will be a Skyhawks point. Lexi Brown with the point, as she will go to the serving line for the Vikings. Hits the net and goes over, giving the Vikings an ace. Lexi Brown, as she will go back to the serving line. This time stuffed by the net, brings the Skyhawks to 6, tying with the Vikings. Number 5, Evie Schwerrier with the serve for the Skyhawks. Received by Caitlin Stadler. A great hit by Tatum Nelson. Flies out of Skyhawks' reach, giving the Vikings a point. As number 44, Tatum Nelson, serving for the Vikings. Received by the Skyhawks. Hit over the blockers. As the Skyhawks aren't able to save it, giving the Vikings another point, putting them up by 2 on the Skyhawks. Number 44, Tatum Nelson at the serving line. Received. And it's nearly, as it is called a point for the Vikings, putting them up 3 on the Skyhawks. Tatum Nelson with the serve. As it is low and hits the net, giving the Skyhawks a point. Number 3 for the Skyhawks to serve.
Brielle Hoffins. To the left, Addie Beck. Hard hit, but received by the libero. Brought over in the middle by Brielle as well. Tipped off the net. Quick dump from Marlene McCandless there. Brought over with a set. Dixie Warner is there. A hard smack goes out of bounds from Addie Beck there, sorry. And something that we haven't seen for a while, number 10, a sophomore, Charlie Daly. I know that the announcer said it wrong. I was told from the team manager that it is Daly, not Daly. As a soft hit over brings a Vikings point after tipped off of a Skyhawk and finds the floor.
As number 18, Marley McCandless with the serve for the Vikings, received by the Skyhawks.
Stadler to Beck, a hard smack, gets past the libero's hands. Number 16, Aspen Tolbert, brings a Vikings point as they bring their lead to 3.
Number 18, Marley McCandless at the line. Received by the Skyhawks. Over the blockers, as it will be a point for the Skyhawks, bringing the Vikings lead to only 2.
Braylee Gamble, number 6 with the serve, a freshman. Not something very common that you see on varsity, as we have seen a lot of sophomores for the Vikings especially, but freshmen you hardly see at this level of play. A great rally going on to the left. Addie Beck, a quick hit over, cannot be received off the hands of Evie Scherer, and brings a Vikings point as they bring their lead to 3, 12-9.
Vikings doing a really good job at keeping the ball alive, as a timeout is called.
As coming back from the Skyhawks timeout, Pleasant Grove up by 3, 12-9, with them in possession of the serve as well, most likely being taken by number 12, Addie Beck. Received on the left middle to the right side. A wide tap over, blocked by Marley Vaya. Quick hit over from Lexi Brown and gets the kill for the Vikings. A crazy hard hit there to push the Vikings to a lead of 4.
An amazing block and then an amazing hit by number 17, Lexi Brown.
As something I've noticed from these replays is it seems to have Marley McCandless always on these assists. As I was talking about that, Addie Beck takes an ace. Vikings lead by 5. But as I was saying, with Marley McCandless, she's always there for the assist. She has racked up, I believe now, about 530 assists on the season, which is, I believe, about 11 to 12 times more than second place, which is a wild stat line, as second place, I believe off the top of my head, it is Caitlin Stadler with probably around 50. Let's check right now.
Number 12, Addie Beck with the serve. Goes out of bounds.
As I was honestly weirdly accurate with those predictions. Marley McCandless from last game having 35 assists from the 3-0 sweep. Now sitting at 535 without counting this game so far. With counting this game, I would probably say it's maybe, I'm going to take a wild guess here. I know it won't be updated, especially for these sets, but I'm guessing we've been through 40 Vikings points. I believe she would have the assist on 20 of those. And so I'm going to call it she's at 5.55. Did not intentionally do that. But that would mean she's over 10. She is right now over 10 times the amount of second place, which I was right, was Caitlin Stalder. And I was very close with 50. She's at 49 before this game.
As the Vikings miss a block, giving the Skyhawks a point. Brings the Vikings lead to only 4. Number 11, Kate Kiesel with the serve for the Skyhawks. Received by the Vikings. Set to Tatum Nelson, and it is a massive hit.
That was a rocket off the hands. Oh my goodness. As I was saying, Marley McCandless always with those assists. Even the replay in 0.75 speed, that looks like a bullet coming to the floor. Vikings take a lead of 5 as they bring Dixie Warner to the line for the serve. To the right side, received on the right as well with the hit. A light tap over. Dixie makes an attempt but cannot make it. Pushed off to the left and gets a kill. Is it considered a kill if someone touches it? I'm not exactly sure. I will have to read up on that.
Number 16, Aspen Tolbert with the serve for the Skyhawks.
Received by Lexi Brown. Lexi going for a hit as well. That one calls tipped off of the Skyhawks. Brings a Vikings point, now 18-13.
Number 17, Lexi Brown with the serve for the Vikings.
Wow.
Received by the Skyhawks, and it is tapped over the net onto the Skyhawks court, giving the Vikings a point. Vikings up 6.
Lexi Brown with another serve. Received off to the left. Aspen Tolbert bringing it over. McCandless to Tatum Nelson off 1 foot. Way out of bounds there, as called a tip on the block. See if the replay captured that. Take another look. As it does look like it was tipped off the right side. I believe that was off of number 3, Brielle Hoffins. Lexi Brown serve barely received. McCandless to a hard Tatum Nelson hit in the middle, off to the right. Brielle goes up. That one called a Vikings point, not tipped, as the ref looking to the line judges to ask if it was tipped, as they say it was not.
Skyhawks with a good setup there. Hit was nearly missed, bringing the Vikings another point.
Vikings lead by 8, make that 7 with Lexi Brown's serve going way out of bounds.
Number 5 for the Skyhawks serving, Evie Scherer. There you go.
Push to the right, received by Lexi Brown. McCandless to Addie Beck. Crazy hard hit. Gets a point for the Vikings. Oh my goodness. Addie Beck has been showing up this game.
As number 44, Tatum Nelson, comes to the serving line for the Vikings.
Takes a floater over the net. Brought over in 2. Punished by McCandless. Gets a kill as that finds dead space. Vikings lead by 9, only needing 2 more to take the second set.
Tatum Nelson serving at the line.
On the left side, Brielle Hoffins, a great dig there from Tatum Nelson. Not the person we typically see that from, as well as Tatum Nelson playing back left. That one pushed up and out the back. Vikings take a lead of 10, now being match point.
Skyhawks having a hard time setting up for a good hit, as Tatum Nelson comes to the serving line yet again.
As that one barely cannot make it over, brings a Skyhawks point. As one detail that I'd like to mention is one of the Vikings assistant principals, Zach Nelson, Tatum Nelson's dad, is here at this game, as he is with most games, as he's having a big smile on his face as Tatum is serving, as well as talking about that. The serve from the Skyhawks goes out of bounds and brings a Vikings set win, being 25-15. Now coming back to the third and possibly final set. Vikings ahead by 2 as looking to the floor for the Vikings to start out the third set. Number 13, Caitlin Stadler. Number 18, Marley McCandless. Number 17, Lexi Brown. Number 12, Addie Beck. Number 11, Marley Vaya. And number 10, Charlie Dowley. Looking at Salem Hills, number 19 with the serve, Denny Rapawai. Number 6, Brielle Gamble. And then number 3, Brielle Hoffins. Number 5, Evie Scherer. Number 11, Kate Kiesel. And number 29, Casey Von Horn. A quick hit there from Charlie Dowley off the hands of a Skyhawk and goes out of bounds for a Vikings point.
Number 12, Addie Beck, coming to the serving line for the Vikings.
Addie brings it over, received on the right side. A hard hit there, barely saved. McCandless to Vaya on the outside, rides the net off the hands, brings a Vikings point.
Skyhawks doing a good job at keeping it alive. Wasn't able to get the block, bringing the Vikings a point.
Addie Beck with another go at the serve. Off to the right, a quick hit there by Casey Von Horn. Received by the Vikings, brought back over, a great save. Brought over from number 7, Allie Hicks. Marley Vaya with a quick hit over. Possibly a double hit there by Casey. I believe not because it was on the block. But that one still finds the floor for a Vikings point as they lead by 2.
Number 12, Addie Beck at the serving line. Vikings up 2 on the Skyhawks.
As this will be, I believe, the 4th consecutive serve from Addie Beck, as that one is roughly received, brought over still. A crazy hard hit there from Lexi Brown, showing off the power.
A perfect setup for a great hit for number 17, Lexi Brown.
Again, I swear, Marley McCandless is the setter on every single play. As Addie picks up another ace, brings, I believe, her 3rd one of the match, as Vikings take a lead of 4, 5-1.
Addie Beck to serve for the Vikings.
As that one barely out on the back line, brings the Skyhawks their 2nd point, as well as the serve, as Vikings still lead by 3.
Number 11, Kate Kiesel with the serve for the Skyhawks.
Brought over, but off on the right side, out of bounds for another Vikings point as they lead by 4. I said 4, really weird there.
Number 13, Caitlin Stadler with the serve.
As I bring it up almost every match with Caitlin, she has been one of the top performers at the serving line, especially last year, as looking a little bit replaced by Dixie Warner this year. Dixie Warner and Marley McCandless, but I believe it's still Lexi Brown with the most serving aces. As let's check that again. It might be Molly Mitchell, who is unfortunately out for the, I almost said for the season, for a couple of games.
As the Skyhawks miss the save, bringing the Vikings another point.
As the leading server, or the leader for serving aces, is indeed Lexi Brown at 39. Molly Mitchell is trailing at 35, as Lexi Brown, number 17, is also a junior, as we have seen great potential from her, still only being a junior, having one more, like the rest of this season, and then one more year, looking to be a great asset in coming time for Pleasant Grove. Tatum Nelson really showing off she can solo at the front line. Lexi Brown brings it over to the middle. That one tipped from Marley McCandless to the set with a dump, brings a Vikings point to end the set, or not to end the set, to end the rally. A great play there from Marley, read that like a book.
Both teams doing a really good at saving, giving a great rally there. As number 19,
Dixie Warner comes to the serving line, picks up an ace for her as well.
Dixie Warner with the serve.
Vikings in the lead by 6, looking to extend and reach double digits on this rally. Brought over and received by the Vikings to the left. Lexi Brown, hard hit, finds open arms, brought back over, received by Caitlin Stadler to the right side. Tatum Nelson, quick hit, also received. Good dig there from Caitlin Stadler. Lexi Brown gets denied. A great block. I believe that was number 7, Allie Hicks. As it is hard to see, as that was number 5, Evie Scherer, actually. Brings a Skyhawks point, makes it 9-4, as Evie Scherer will come to the line to serve as well. Received by Addie Beck to the left. Lexi Brown flies back. That one goes into the Skyhawks sideline off of the arms to push them to double digits, 10-4.
Vikings getting great sets each time, allowing them to get great hits, as number 17, Lexi Brown at the serving line. Received by the Skyhawks, number 16, Aspen Tolbert. As the Vikings will get the point, giving them a 7-point lead.
As that one, a miss hit from Evie Scherer, number 5, goes off, I believe was her wrist, and went immediately to the floor. Great dig there from Aspen Tolbert, flies over on the left. Addie Beck, a light tap over, gets blocked from number 8, Mason Olson. And Brielle Gamble. Sorry, that 6 looked a lot like an 8 with her shirt scrunched up a little bit. As Olivia Marsh, number 24, checks into the game earlier. Didn't notice that one, as that hit goes into the poles to bring another Skyhawk point.
Caitlin Stadler to receive.
Crazy hard hit from Tatum Nelson, gets blocked and put over Addie Becks. As we can see both hits in this replay, a bullet off of Tatum Nelson brought back, received on the left, and Addie Beck pushing it over for the point.
Skyhawks having a hard time blocking all of these powerful hits that the Vikings are putting up, as number 44, Tatum Nelson, serves.
Tatum Nelson with the reception. Dixie Warner to Olivia Marsh. That one goes out on the right side, but barely brings the Vikings a lead of 5 as the Skyhawks with the serve.
Number 6, Braylee Gamble with the serve for the Skyhawks. Sends it over the net, and it's received by number 17, Lexi Brown.
On the right side, wide tap over. Dixie Warner makes an attempt there, finds open space and touches the floor for another Skyhawk point.
Vikings now only up 4 in this third set of play. As the ball will be deflected out to the left.
That one will bring a Skyhawks ace for number 6, Brielle Gamble. As we've been saying that wrong, that's Braley. Dixie Warner to Addie Beck, hard smack, falls straight to the floor off of the blockers, brings a Vikings point.
Number 18, Marley McCandless with the serve for the Vikings. Over the net, received by the Skyhawks.
Brought over on the right, gets tipped down from Charlie Dowie, brings a Skyhawks point as that will bring them to double digits, making a bit of a comeback, being down by 7 earlier on, now cutting the lead to 3.
Number 19, Denny Rappelai with the serve for the Skyhawks.
Brought over, received by Lexi Brown. Marley Vile on the left. Brought over on the right. Charlie Dowie cannot get there in time. Caitlin Stadler also makes an attempt, finds the floor for another Skyhawks point.
Skyhawks only at a 2-point deficit as number 19, Denny Rappelai, will serve again for the Skyhawks. Skyhawks keeping it alive as it will go into the floor, giving the Skyhawks yet another point. Vikings only up 1. As Denny Rappelai will serve again for the Skyhawks. Received by number 17, Lexi Brown. Tapped over by number 12, Addie Beck, as the Skyhawks are unable to save it, giving the Vikings a point. Number 12, Addie Beck, to the serving line. Received by the Skyhawks. Miscommunication.
Lexi Brown, that one soars into the rafters, still makes an attempt and brings a Skyhawks point. What a rally. If the rafters were maybe a foot shorter, that one would have hit and ended up a Vikings point.
Number 11, Kate Kiesel with the serve for the Skyhawks. Received by number 13, Caitlin Stadler.
Number 11, Marley Vaya with a hard smack there, falls to the floor for a Vikings point.
Caitlin Stadler to serve.
Denied from Lexi Brown and Tatum Nelson. Sorry, couldn't see it for a second. Lexi Brown brings it back over. Should have guessed it was Tatum Nelson. Received by Addie Beck. McCandless to Lexi Brown. Gets denied, stays alive. Tatum Nelson bringing it over with an awkward push. McCandless to Tatum, a quick spike. Still received off to the right. Brielle Hoffins cannot make the play, gets stuffed from Tatum and finds the floor to bring the Vikings ahead by 3.
Great blocks and great saves by both teams, keeping that rally alive as number 13, Caitlin Stadler, serves for the Vikings. and it will go out of bounds, giving the Skyhawks a point. Vikings only up 2. Number 16, Aspen Tolbert at the line for the Skyhawks.
Received by Lexi Brown to the middle. Tatum Nelson, 2 diving plays from Aspen Tolbert, and I believe that is number 13, Mia Burr, as that will end out in a Vikings point, now 17-14.
Number 19, Dixie Warner with the serve for the Vikings. Received by the Skyhawks. Great set, but blocked by the Vikings, as it will be hit out of bounds, giving the Skyhawks the point. Vikings up 2. Number 5, Evie Sherrier with the serve for the Skyhawks. Received by number 17, Lexi Brown. Tapped over by Caitlin Stadler.
Brought over and 1 from Tatum Nelson, finds the floor for the kill. Vikings take a lead of 3 as a interesting rally there. Vikings end out with the point.
Lexi Brown to serve for the Vikings.
Off to the right, brings an ace for Lexi Brown. Vikings now lead by 4.
Vikings 6 points away from the sweep, as number 17, Lexi Brown with the serve again for the Vikings. Goes into the net, giving the Skyhawks a point. Skyhawks down by 3. As number 3, Brielle Hoffhines comes to this. Hoffins.
Received by Lexi Brown. McCandless to Addie Beck on the right side. Sliding play, makes it. Brought over from Brielle Hoffins on the right. Tatum Nelson off 1 foot. What a snag. Oh my goodness, what a play from the Skyhawks. Marley McCandless still ends out with the point there. A great save off of Tatum Nelson's quick hit.
As Tatum Nelson will come to the serving line. Skyhawks puts it over.
McCandless to Addie Beck again on the right side, just out of bounds. Brings another Skyhawks point, now 20-17.
Number 6, Braylee Gamble with the serve for the Skyhawks.
Received by Lexi Brown, as Charlie Dowie there is denied. As Casey Van Horn with the block there, number 29.
Number 6, Braylee Gamble at the serving line for the Skyhawks. As number 12, Addie Beck hits it hard to give the Vikings a point. Vikings now 4 points away from the sweep.
As Marley McCandless, number 18, with the serve. Vikings fans put their V's up. Casey Van Horn brings it over off to the left. Addie Beck, quick hit over, received. Put over on the right and finds the back edge. No one is there on the Vikings. Brings another Skyhawks point.
A very precise hit by the Skyhawks, giving them a great point. As number 19 for the Skyhawks, number 19, Denny Rapawai with the serve.
Brought over, a bit of miscommunication from the Vikings. Addie Beck takes flight, goes off to the right, goes back, somehow brought back over, received by Lexi Brown to the right side. Marley Vaya tipped off the hands and brings a Vikings point, now 22-19.
Number 12, Addie Beck at the serving line for the Vikings.
Addie serve soars over for another Skyhawks point, bringing it 20-22. Vikings ahead by 2.
Skyhawks doing everything they can to keep in this game.
Received by Caitlin Stadler to the left. Lexi Brown, hard hit just off the hands of Kate Kiesel, brings up Vikings to 23. Only needing 2 more to bring home the sweep.
Number 13, Caitlin Stadler to serve for the Vikings. Received, but goes into the net, giving the Vikings an ace. Caitlin Stadler. Vikings now only needing 1 more point to bring this game to an end. Skyhawks.
McCandless to Tatum Nelson, gets blocked. McCandless, what a save on the right. To the left, Lexi Brown, hard hit, but received to the middle. Casey Von Horn gets tipped and brings another Skyhawks point. Now 24-21.
Number 16 for the Skyhawks, Aspen Tolbert with the serve.
That one out on the back line. A close play there, as that will end it for the Vikings, as Vikings take the first set 25-19, winning by 6, winning by 10 in the second, 25-15, and then a closer one on the third, 25-21, taking it by 4, as I believe a coach or a fan come to talk to the referee about that last call, saying that it might have been inbounds when he called that it wasn't, because of the little bit of hesitation from the line judge at the end there. As Vikings will take their victory song, as looking at the Pleasant Grove side now being 11-9, 7-1 being first in region. I'm not expecting their state ranking to really jump up from this at all. It might go up by 1 or 2 places, as for region play, as I said, Vikings stand in first, now 7-1. Second place being Maple Mountain, having a tougher matchup tonight, going against the Spanish Fork Dons, who are in third place. So that will decide who goes to second place, as if Maple Mountain takes it, they will still be tied 7-1. Spanish Fork making it 5-3 in region if they lose that. But if the Dons take it, then Maple Mountain will be 6-2, and so will Spanish Fork. So if Spanish Fork takes it, Pleasant Grove is no longer tied for first place in region at 7-1. But if Maple Mountain takes it against the Dons, then Pleasant Grove and Maple Mountain will still be tied. Let's check on that game, see if Max Preps has anything updated right now, as they do not, unfortunately. We will see, we will talk about how that goes, how that will look for Pleasant Grove on Tuesday, as looking at their schedule now. see. They will be at Springville 6:30 on Tuesday the 30th. And then after that, going against Maple Mountain, a home game on the 2nd on Thursday. That one, the Maple Mountain, will be a great matchup if you're looking to come to looking to come to any girls volleyball game. I would highly recommend the 2nd if you're free against Maple Mountain. That one will be a clash for the, as of right now, tied for first place in region. I cannot get my words out right now. As going against Springville will always also be a good matchup, as that is an away game. So if anyone decides to come down for the game, please drive safe. I know that Springville is about 30-ish minutes away, so if you are driving, I'd say try to carpool with other people, make it less of a hazard, and just be safe in general, please, as we will always ask that of anyone coming to these games. We highly appreciate people coming to these games, but please make sure to stay safe. And I don't have anything else to say of this game. Do you have any notes on it, Colton?
Pleasant Grove doing a really good job at saving the ball and putting up great blocks, as well as great sets for great points. Everything all around doing a really great job.
As I agree with that, Vikings having a wall up front with 6'6" Tatum Nelson, and now the sophomore 6'2" Marley McCandless, as well as having Marley Vaya. I'm not exactly sure how tall she is off my head. I believe she's right around 6 foot, but has an amazing vertical, as we see it quite often from her. She takes flight on some of those. I'd say she could get probably 2 feet above the net, which is crazy. I believe the girls' net is 8 foot. I'm going off of assumptions there based off of how tall Tatum Nelson is and how we've compared it in the past. I'm pretty sure we compared it against the Payson game, which also was a great game. We appreciate Payson for letting us go out there. As I am starting to ramble here, we'll wrap it up as it is now. We will see you on Tuesday at Springville, 6:30. This has been PGSN. I'm Boston Harding here with
Colton Hagberg.
And thank you for coming out.